What the fuck is good, America? Jericho Green back with you. And tell your left ear hole that I won't be home tonight because I'll be in that right ear hole giving it that uncircumcised, veiny, slightly crooked commentary. Now yesterday, NAFTA and Bush Sr. died. That's right, former President George Bush Sr. passed away. No matter how you felt about him, he was a sitting president. A bit of respect should be shown to the position. I was a little kid when Bush was president. I don't know a lot about him. I do remember the sketch shows in Living Color and SNL having a field day with his ass. I do remember him being president during the first Gulf War. I think I was in like 5th grade. And we beat the absolute shit out of Saddam Hussein in about 3 weeks. I remember in class, we would watch the news and learn about, where the soldiers were positioned and which parts of the country were taking and the outcomes of the battles and the skirmishes, something I know you wouldn't see today. I remember them showing 2 U.S. Marines marching a line of 1,000 Iraqi soldiers back to a base. 1 Marine was in the front, 1 Marine was in the back with their M16s, and all 1,000 Iraqi soldiers had their hands behind their head and were marching in a single file line. Now, of course, easily 1,000 people can overpower 2 people, even if they have weapons, but they didn't because they were fearful of the American military might. They were fearful of those quiet helicopters coming at night, the Apaches coming for them in the nighttime, in the dark. They're afraid of our weaponry because we went over there and fucked people up. Look up the highway of death. So Bush Sr., R.I.P., and NAFTA, R.I.P. It is done. There's a new deal in its place, the USMCA, United States, Mexico, Canada agreement. Every time I say USMCA, I always think of MCA from Beastie Boys. Now, there's a whole lot of stuff in there, but some of the main stuff, and it's a campaign promise of his to put America first, to redo what he called one of the worst deals ever. And he's keeping his promise. In this new deal, 70 to 75% of cars and trucks components have to be made in America, Canada, or Mexico. And 40 to 45% of the car parts have to be made by workers who make $16 an hour or more. Now, this is going to help Mexico. It's going to raise their hourly wage and take them out of the business of undercutting our prices. If you have to pay an American worker here at least $15 an hour, but you can go to Mexico and pay that full 25 cents, well, where are you going to go? You're heavily taxed, you're heavily regulated here in the States. Where are you going to go? So that raises their wages, keeps them from undercutting our prices. And another part of it, America gets a bigger portion of the Canadian dairy market. Canada had some rules in place where we had to stay out of a certain portion of the market, so we get more of that. So more product for the farmers, the American farmers to sell. The tariffs are still in place, but that, like, when you come into a chaotic situation, which Trump did, it's like going into a room and you have to give a speech. The first thing you have to do is get the people's attention. Now that you have their attention, then you tell them what's going on. You tell them the meat of the situation, of the subject. So that's what Trump did. These tariffs are resetting the table, getting people's attention, and making it better for the American worker. It's a tax, basically, on imported and exported goods. And if you want to do business here, if you want to give us your goods, you want to sell us your goods, you have to pay these prices, because when the market is flooded with cheap materials, then of course the people who need those materials are going to go to the cheaper source. It puts Americans out of business and fattens the pockets of other countries. But that tariff kind of balances that out a little bit, and it gives Americans the jobs that would have been gone overseas had these tariffs not been in place. Of course, the sky is falling. Trump is going to destroy the economy. He's going to make enemies out of some of our friends, and that's just not happening. China is seeing it our way. China needs us way more than we need them. I know it seems like they make every damn thing, but that's exactly what I mean. It's in our favor. They want and need our money more than we want and need their goods. And of course, in attendance to sign it was the president of Mexico, President Trump, and the softest handshake in the West, the PM of Canada, Justin Trudeau. Now, all the Canadian folk who are subscribed to my channel, I do see the comments. I appreciate the long distance love. I'm going to give you a chance to rinse the vomit out of your mouth when I just said Justin Trudeau. Sorry, I did it again. My bad. Go ahead. Rinse again. But that's good for us. And it's going to take some time. Some of the things won't take effect till 2020, some 2023, some 2019. But it's going to happen. And in the long run, it's going to be good not only for us, but Mexico and Canada. You know, these Western countries, we're going to do better. When we do well, the rest of the earth does too. Now, of course, they just signed it. So now each representative of those three countries needs to go back to their governments. In our case, the Congress, which will turn dim come 1/1/2019. So they need to sign it. There's already, talk of opposition, of course. And I think a lot of them, if not most of them, if not all of them who oppose, will oppose simply because it's a Trump idea. Forget about the fact that it puts workers back to work, it puts American people back to work, it gives American people more money, more opportunity. They've already proven they don't give a shit about us. We're no longer their favorite little voting bloc. It's those who are legally here. That's their new shiny toy. But some will oppose this just because it was a Trump idea, just because it makes him look good. I hope not. I hope they do the right thing. But there's this thing called the TPA, the Trade Promotion Authority. This is a law that basically says the president can go out there, wheel and deal, do the trade agreements, trade deals, and the Senate and the House has to hurry up and basically fast track it to an up or down vote. So it doesn't really leave a lot of time for them to make amendments and changes. So it's like, look, we need to get this through. Here's what it is, yes or no. So that's kind of good. It'll take away the opportunity for them to bullshit and filibuster. I've always liked that word. So like I said, I hope they do the right thing. I hope the USMCA is a success. I think it will be. I hope Congress doesn't fuck around. Maxine Waters, Pelosi, you fucking gargoyles. Don't be what we expect you to be. Do the right thing. Show some maturity and reach across the fucking aisle. Now, you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Follow your boy on the Twitters @Green_Jericho. I'm Jericho Green, and I'm out.